We haven't seen a case like this with the doomsday couple, because it is absolutely rare that you can see and hear evidence relative to someone planning and plotting the murder of a 7-year-old special needs child. Think about that for a moment. We don't get that. We get these people that fly off the handle, you know, drug-fueled rage, whatever's going on. Emotion attached to all of it. Not like planning this thing out. And that's what we have in this case. Take a look at this text message. Chilling this thing is. Take a look. Lori, do you think there is a perfectly orchestrated plan to take the children, and we just have to wait for it to be carried out? Lori, I feel lost, like I should be doing something to help. Chad, there is a plan being orchestrated for the children. I was shown last night how it fit together, but it has been taken from my mind, of course. Lori, what should I be doing? Like, what should I be doing for these kids to go away? Are you kidding me? Chad, you're doing everything right, my love. The Lord told me she's right on track. He said to just keep resolving the telestial issues so you are unencumbered and fully free. Unencumbered and fully free. That's what we're talking about here. Like we don't get this in other cases. Not any that I can remember, where adults are plotting and planning how to get rid of a teenage girl and a 7-year-old child. Court TV legal correspondent Chanley Painter joining us from outside the courthouse in Boise, Idaho tonight, where all of a sudden the weather is turning. Chanley, this is as chilling as the weather is right now. Where evidence today of grown-ups planning something to happen to children.
Yes, it is chilling, and to read the words and to know what happened from the evidence that this jury has heard weeks before makes it even more important. This is a huge witness for prosecutors, Vinny, because he's really piecing together. He did all the hard work for the prosecutors, thousands of messages, and he's making it make sense and putting it in a timeline with everything else they know. It is so damaging.
And how about Tammy? She also came up with these text messages that we heard about today?
Yes. Absolutely. So remember, Lori's charged with conspiracy to commit the murder of Tammy Daybell. So in that effort, of course, this prosecution putting forth the communications between her and Chad Daybell about Tammy and being possessed by a dark spirit. We have that from earlier today. Let's listen.
Hello, sweet angel. Big news about Tammy. Please let me know if you are awake and can talk. I love you.
And what's on 77?
Line 772 from Chad Daybell to Lori Vallow. The short version is that she has been switched. Tammy is in limbo, and a level 3 demonic entity named Viola is in her body. It happened about 10 p.m. and was done by Tammy's sister Sam, who I always knew was 3D, but it turns out she is multiple creation. Line 771 from Chad Daybell to Lori Vallow. Viola has been attached for about a year to my niece Danica, who is Sam's 12-year-old daughter. I have connected with Tammy in limbo, and she is very frustrated and upset. She wants Viola removed as soon as possible. Viola seems to be similar to Penelope. The personality differences from Tammy should be evident quickly. Please seek a confirmation on this, but I have now checked 3 times since I got home and get more affirmative answers each time.
And if we may, could we proceed to read line 78 as well?
Yes. Line 770 from Chad Daybell to Lori Vallow. Sam is much like Brandon. She has been my biggest enemy over the years, She refuses to read my books and threw the biggest fit when we moved to Idaho. She has only visited us when the kids got married and always fled Idaho within hours, like she was being burned. She's definitely comparable to Brandon and Summer. Line 769, from Chad Daybell to Lori Vallow. Not fully sure of the timing for removal, but once her actions verify the differences, I don't want to wait. From Chad Daybell to Lori Vallow. I got the inspiration to go back to my original death percentages that helped us track Charles, Ned, etc. Tammy is very close. Her percentage has fallen steadily since Hiplos left. It is encouraging. Line 1779, from Lori Vallow to Chad Daybell. What is the percentage now? What about JJ's too? Line 1778, from Chad Daybell to Lori Vallow. Tammy is at 3, JJ is at 2. Both are being heavily shielded to stop intruders.
And I move to the next slide.
Line 1777, from Lori Vallow to Chad Daybell. 2 and 3%, not 0. Line 1776, from Chad Daybell to Lori Vallow. I will explain when we talk. Line 1775, from Lori Vallow to Chad Daybell. Okay, still feeling hot for you.
And the next one.
Line 1774, from Chad Daybell to Lori Vallow. Yes, we might need to release a little steam when we talk.
Release a little steam. Chanley, things are turning really bad out there, so why don't you get someplace warm and dry. Thank you so much. We'll speak again tomorrow. Chanley Painter in Boise, folks. Wow, things just turned like that. I wanted to play for you one more piece of testimony from these messages, and this is one involving Chad talking about his ability to zap kids. Take a listen to this one.
From Chad Daybell to Lori Vallow. One question. Do you want me to cause pain yet to those 2 3s you're riding with? Line 1876, from Lori Vallow to Chad Daybell. Probably hold off on then till we arrive. They will be mistake to deal with, but I'll text you if they start acting up and we can zap them. Line 1875, from Lori Vallow to Chad Daybell. Miserable, not mistake. Line 1872, from Chad Daybell to Lori Vallow. Sounds great. Yes, if they are going to act up, we'll at least give them a reason to scream. I love, cherish, treasure, and adore you.
These people hate children. They absolutely hate children. There, I think they're talking about Melanie Boudreau's kids at the time. It's unreal. Selfish, self-absorbed. Let's bring in our think tank tonight. Joining us in Englewood Cliffs, New Jersey, criminal defense attorney, former prosecutor Al Wunsch III. Joining us from Stamford, Connecticut, criminal defense attorney Darnell Crossland. And in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, family law attorney Jennifer Brandt. Great to see you. Jennifer, does this sound, and Al, before I get to you in a second, Jennifer, you deal with all these divorces, custody. Do these people sound like they hate kids?
These people absolutely hate kids, and it's horrific to listen to this. It's unbelievable that something like this would even happen, that they wrote these text messages. It sounds like something out of a horror movie or a scary novel or something like that. It's hard to believe that it's real.
Al, are we now in the world of a very clear meeting of the minds, a conspiracy, a plan, a plot to take care of these children?
Well, I can't understand how the great divine being that this man served didn't tell him not to text or just be very cautious.
Oh, thou shalt not text?
On the phone. Thou shalt not text should have been, I think that's in chapter 6 of the book you were reading before, Vinny. So if we take a look at the situation, this is putting together the meeting of the minds. And this is going to be very, very troublesome for the defense. I don't know how they get around it. I mean, I know we're going to be talking about whether or not she'll take the stand or not, but in this type of a situation, I don't see how we keep her off the stand. I think she has to be able to explain
Al,
these
can we
things.
do one segment at a time? Like, Darnell, you can follow. You understand how we put the show together, right? Like the first segment, we're going to be talking about this, and then the second segment, we're talking about that. Al's jumping to the second segment, and we're still in the first segment. We're trying to determine whether or not there is enough evidence from the prosecution. See, we're in the prosecution case right now, Al.
Okay, well, I was just trying to get extra credit, Vinny. I'm sorry. I was trying to get extra credit by showing you that I did prepare for the show.
Right, you studied, you looked at, I get it. You're prepared.
Darnell makes it up as he goes along. I'm prepared, okay?
I want to know, can I zap him now, and should I cause pain?
Yeah. So this is, Darnell, this is bad stuff, but it's not just, it's not even couched in religion anymore. It's about giving kids a reason to scream. These people are cold and evil, and it's not like you can't make, I don't even think at this point you can make the argument that they're trying to do something good with all of this. They are conspiring and planning and plotting together, and it's clear what they're planning and plotting for, which is a meeting of the loins.
Yes, this one is bad, and the whole time I'm trying to think of how I could muster up some anger towards the prosecution. As you said, I'm pretty bitter sometimes, but this one took me for a loop. I couldn't even figure this one out. These are young children, and they're not just talking about running away and faking their own deaths, and maybe I mean, I saw a segment the other day where if you don't want a child, you can drop a child in a bin. They're coming up with ways to not have to have children result in death because parents don't want them. But they don't want to drop these kids off at a home, or they want to kill these kids. And I'm not sure how the defense is going to get away from this at all.
So, Jennifer Brandt, let me throw something at you here. If they had chosen the more traditional route of wanting to be together after an extramarital affair, like divorce, Chad, 28 years, 5 children, but they're sort of adults at this point. Grave-digging author. Lori Vallow, no income at all, but her husband Charles does extremely well. They were raising 2 children together, although just one of them she shared as adoptive parents of JJ. I mean, how would they have done if they just got divorced, like regular people do when they no longer are with the person they want to be with?
Yeah, well, I think that Lori feared that she wasn't going to get enough money to live on. So she had a better idea. Let's get a life insurance policy. I'm going to get all the life insurance proceeds from my dead husband. What she didn't expect was that he might have, been one step ahead of her and sort of suspected that she was up to something and made his sister, I think, or someone else the beneficiary of that life insurance policy, so that Lori really didn't get anything. So her plan, it backfired on her. If she had simply gotten divorced from him, yes, she could have expected probably some alimony, given that he did so well. But then she wouldn't be able to marry Chad, because once she married him, that alimony would end. And for the child support, who knows? Was she really a fit mother to have JJ and have this child? I mean, or these children? So that was not a win for her necessarily. So she was trying to hit the big dollars.
The big dollars,
she missed.
the insurance, which she did not get.